It's a great day to crochet. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Rochelle and this is the Whip Window, and I have a giant box of ice yarns here to unbox. Some of them are some of their brand new yarns, and I'm going to be doing some reviews on each of those individual yarns. So if you don't subscribe to my channel, you might want to subscribe, click the notification bell, and that way you can be notified whenever I release a new yarn review. Some of them are yarns that I had before that I really liked, and I had only had one package of them, so I went ahead and ordered another package. And that's one of the reasons why I love ice yarns, because they have huge lots of packages of yarns. And so if you order some and you like it and you want to order more, most of the time you're pretty much guaranteed to have some of that same dye lot left from the first time that you ordered. But sometimes you have to act pretty quickly. Sometimes if I know it's a yarn that I'm gonna like, I can tell by the content, the fiber content, then I'll go ahead and order a couple of packages or three depending upon what project I'm making. If I'm gonna make a sweater, which I've really been into sweaters lately, I usually get two packages, whether it's two packages of 4 100-gram packs or two packages of 8 50-gram packs. And so that really helps me to have enough yarn to actually create something more than just a scarf or a hat or something like that. So anyway, let's get into unboxing. I'm going to put this box on the floor. I have cleared up my area up here so I can put my yarns up there, and we'll see which ones I ordered. Ooh, that yarn was heavy. So let me start pulling out some of these packages and I'll tell you a little bit more about each one. All right, so this first package is called Macaron, and I got it in the color Orchid. And even though some of you might not like this crinkling of the plastic, I'm still gonna open it up because there's no way that you're gonna know my first impression unless I open up these packages. So this package has 8 balls in it, and each one of these balls is a 50-gram. So let's take a look at the price. For 8 of these were $5.69 for this package. And this yarn, I'm going to hold it up so you can see the yarn better while I read you the label. So this yarn is a 3 lightweight yarn, 50-gram ball. And you know, some of these labels are not the greatest, so I'm going to try my best to read all of it. I think it says it is a 50% acrylic, 40% polyamide, 3% elastin. So it's not really stretchy, so I don't know what the elastin is about it, but this is a very soft acrylic polyamide yarn, and usually the ones that are acrylic and polyamide mixed are the softer yarns, like I think it's Softly Baby has polyamide in it, but this is a really nice soft yarn. And it seems like it might be a little bit more than a 3 weight. I don't know. I have my wrap springe tool, so when I do the individual yarn reviews, we'll wrap it around here and see if it's really that size. So I'm not going to do a whole lot of detailed yarn review in this unboxing other than just letting you know what the fibers are and if it's soft and whether I'm happy that I've got it. So far, I like this yarn. I think it feels really nice, and I'm going to enjoy working with it. Okay, let's see what the next yarn is. So I noticed that in the new yarn list, they had a yarn that's called, and I really don't know how to say this, Weiyu. It's W-A-Y-U-U, and this is the color Camel. And I did get quite a few colors in this. Let me see if I can pull them all out at once. This one is the light Camel. So you can see the difference in the regular Camel and the light Camel. I also got dark navy because I love navy. I thought I had gotten another package, but maybe I only got 3. Let me check on this. Okay, so the Weiyu yarn, I got it in the dark navy, the light camel, and the camel. So yes, I only got 3. Each one of these packages was $4.74. Now, the reason I got this yarn is because I think it's like the ZZ Twist. I had to think there for a minute. I think it's like the ZZ Twist because I was comparing the pictures of the Weiyu yarn to the regular yarn, and I saw that they twisted the different ways. So let me open it up and let's see if it feels anything like the ZZ Twist yarn. So here's a close-up of this Weiyu yarn. I think this is much softer than the ZZ Twist yarn. I made a scarf with it, and that scarf has the yarn in that scarf has a very different feel to it. This feels more like a regular acrylic yarn. So on the label it says it's a premium acrylic. It has a little bit of a sheen to it. Let me pull out the other colors so you can see. So the Weiyu yarn is a 100-gram skein, 350 meters, and it's a 2-weight yarn. So that is a pretty thin yarn. I don't know if it seems more like between kind of a 1 and a 2, but we'll see when I do my more detailed yarn review. Good old wraps per inch tool. Thank you, Yarn Hag Grind, for that. That has really helped me. Okay, here are the 3 colors that I got. The camel, the light camel, and the navy blue. And I have to say, sorry Lion Brand, so far first impression of the Weiyu yarn from Ice Yarns, I would give it a higher rating than the Lion Brand ZZ Twist. The feel of it is so nice. When I was making my scarf, and it was for the Shawl We Fudge It shawl scarf, whenever I was making that and I posted my video, I had someone comment that it reminded them of this specific type of couch that her grandmother had. It was probably in the 60s or 70s. I was born in 65. I think it was either late 60s or early 70s, and I remember those kind of couches. And it just has that weird texture to it. And I really wasn't crazy about crocheting with the ZZ Twist, but I wanted to try the Ice Yarns version of ZZ Twist to see how it feels, how it works up. So just based upon feel, I like the feel of this better than the ZZ Twist. Now, is it going to hold up as well as the ZZ Twist yarn? I don't know. That ZZ Twist yarn, you can wash it and dry it, and it didn't change a bit. It didn't fuzz. It still had the same texture. Now that yarn is going to hold up to some washing and drying. We'll see how this does when I do my Weiyu yarn review. So, okay, let's see what's next in the box. So this package was Sail Summer Navy. And the reason I got this one, I've got 3 packages, and the reason why I bought the Sail Summer is I was looking at the fiber content and it looked like it would be something that I would like. So this, even though it doesn't tell you what kind of yarn it was initially, when they put yarns on clearance, they just put Sail Summer or Sail Winter, and you don't really know which one of the yarns it is. Like the Weiyu yarn, they might put that on sale and they might say Sail Winter or Sail Summer. But if you keep up with Ice Yarns and you know their yarns, you can tell which one it is. So this yarn is a cotton and polyamide blend. And I know that anytime there's a polyamide in the yarns, it's going to be softer than normal. And so that's why I got it. Now, this is a very thin yarn. So I would say it's kind of like a 1, maybe a 2, but it is really soft. And I got 3 packages. Each one is 200 meters, and so that's a pretty good bit. And having 3 packages of it, I'll be able to make something pretty substantial with it. So I'm happy with this yarn. Some of the sale yarns I'm not always happy with. So the sale summer yarn, each one of these packages was $3.99. So, and that is really a heavy, I guess it's because of the cotton. That feels like a heavy package, so I think these are going to be good. Okay, next. This next yarn that I got is Natural Baby, and this is the color Cream. Well, it cuts it off. I don't know if that's really the full name of it. Let me look on my sheet. Natural Baby Light Brown Cream. So, Natural Baby Light Brown Cream. Let's take a look at this yarn. I got 3 packages of this and the Natural Baby Light Brown Cream. Each of these packages was $6.64. Some of these I got on the Daily Deal. I don't remember which ones. And then some of them were just on sale. And if you caught Krista's, she had a secret, I think it was TSY, it was 5% off or 10% off, I can't remember, but she had a coupon code, so I ended up getting a percentage off of these. So thank you, Krista. I know she probably doesn't even know who I am, and that's okay. I enjoy watching her. Okay, so this Natural Baby yarn, take a close-up of that. This yarn is a 100 gram skein, 225 meters. It's 10% bamboo, 14% cotton, and 76% acrylic. So I thought the bamboo and the cotton added to the acrylic would be a nice combination. And it is very, very soft. And it is Natural Baby. Anytime it has baby in the name of their yarns, you know they're going to be soft. So that's another thing. I look for polyamide. I look for baby in the name. It doesn't necessarily mean it's for a baby, because this obviously is going to make a great sweater. So this is a 2-weight yarn. So you can see that closer up. I would probably say that is correct. Yeah, I ended up getting 3 packages because I wanted to make a nice sweater with it. So I'm really happy with the way this feels, and we'll see in my yarn review how it washes up and dries up and holds up. Okay, this next yarn is Rainbow Solid, and I got this in the color dark green. And I've heard that rainbow is like Red Heart Unforgettable, but I wanted to just get it in a solid color. I ended up getting 3 packages of that, of course, because I wanted to make a sweater. Don't you think a dark green sweater would make a nice color sweater? So yeah, this yarn is very much like Unforgettable. So it is a 100 gram skein, 100% premium acrylic. There's 240 meters. It says it's a 3-weight yarn, and it is a roving type yarn. So I'm thinking that's pretty close to a 3, maybe a 2. But with this kind of yarn, I think this is the kind of yarn that it can vary as you're working with it. Just in looking at it though, it looks very consistent. So, I mean, take a look at that. It does look very consistent in the size of the yarn through there. So, we'll see. We'll see how that works up. That's really soft. I think I'm going to enjoy having a sweater or something like that made out of this yarn. So, the rainbow yarn it cost $5.69 per package. The next one is Dora. Now, I've had some Dora yarn before. In fact, I have it in this color, which is Dora Salmon. And I liked it so much. I liked the results of it after I worked it up and washed it and dried it, that I wanted to get another package because I only had one package. And I ordered one more package so I could make something substantial out of it. And then I also got the gray color. This is just Dora Gray. This package is busted open, unfortunately, but that'll make it easier to pull one out. So the Dora yarn has kind of a shimmer to it. So you can kind of see all of them have a little bit of sheen to it. Not really shimmer, but more of a sheen. These come in 100 gram skeins, 250 meters, and it's 100% acrylic. It's not a premium acrylic, but it has a nice feel to it, and it did wash and dry up really, really well. That label doesn't show it very well. Let me check this one. I can't even see on there what weight it is because those labels are so messed up. It's a 2-weight yarn, and which is a sport weight, and I would agree with that. Back when I did my yarn review on the Dora yarn in this color, I didn't have a wraps per inch tool, but you don't have to have a wraps per inch tool to measure how many wraps per inch. You can just take a pencil and just wrap it around and make sure all the fibers are, you know, kind of close to each other, just lined up, and basically you see how many pieces of yarn are in 1 inch lined up. It's not really, I mean, wrapping it makes it easy to line your yarn up, but that's how you would use your wraps per inch tool. And if you had a pencil and you wrapped it around the pencil, you just wrap it around. You don't want to squish them together too much, just have them lined up and then measure how many pieces of yarn come within that inch range. And this little tool is really nice because it tells you what weight yarn it is based upon how many wraps per inch. So that's really come in handy. Okay, so I got 3 packages of the gray. I got one package of the salmon to go with that other package that I had. And those are the only 2 colors that I got in the Dora yarn for this shipment. Got another color in the Macaron that I didn't see. It is a light pink Macaron, and so that's gonna go with these. I love pink and burgundy together, so I think that's gonna make something pretty. I think that yarn is a little thicker than a 3. It looks kind of like a 4 worsted weight, but yeah, we'll see later. Okay, the next yarn I had already gotten 1 package of the Harmony, and this Harmony is cream, cream, gray, and probably is blue. I really like this yarn. This yarn is very much like the Mandala Tweed Stripes. It washed up the same. It softens up so much after you wash it. So I wanted to get a couple of more packages because I wanted to make a sweater. So I really love this yarn. Harmony is a really soft yarn, and it's become one of my favorites. And even after you wash it, it's even softer than it is just when you pull it out of the package. So there's a close-up of that yarn. The Harmony yarn is so for one of these packages, $6.64 per package. The Harmony yarn is a 4-weight yarn. It's 100% premium acrylic, 100 grams and 160 meters. So when it says premium acrylic, those are always really nice yarns. So I'm going to be busy making lots of sweaters this winter. Okay, let's see what's next. Okay, so the Premier Bloom yarn is one of the ones that I have that I really like. It's really soft. And I noticed that Ice Yarns has a baby design. And there's your color right there. This looks really similar to that Premier Bloom yarn. So it's not as soft. And I mean, it's okay, but the Premier Bloom yarn is just, it feels like a much higher quality yarn than this does. But one thing I've learned from yarns is that you never know what it's going to be like after you wash it and dry it. So this baby design, you can see close up. This baby design yarn is 100% baby acrylic, 100 grams, 360 meters. It's a 2-weight yarn. So I think it's going to be nice. And I got 2 packages of that because I wanted to make a blanket with it. So that'll be good to have. And I do knit. And when you use this kind of yarn, the little flowers make up when you knit. Not so much when you crochet. But if you crochet with this yarn and you want it to be somewhat of little blooms on it, it's got a certain number of inches when you start that repeat. Now, let me grab my little swatches of the bloom. So when I was crocheting with Premier Yarn's Bloom yarn, I did a moss stitch. And it came out nicely. And I think I did about a 6-inch square. So this is an entire repeat of the Premier Bloom. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the same thing in crochet. So that's why I'm going to knit with this baby design yarn. I think I'll have better results and I'll be happier with it. But I know not everybody knits. A lot of y'all that follow me crochet, but that's okay. It still works out pretty cute when you do the moss stitch. So if you have this yarn, and I'm going to see if it works up that way. So when I do the review on this yarn, I'll have both the knitted sample and I'll have the crochet sample. Okay, this next yarn, I already had 1 packet of it. It's called Super Baby, and I got it in the color powder. And these are really nice, big skeins. So now I have 3 packages. The Super Baby was $3.99 for one of these packages. And I've had it before, so I liked the feel of it. Let me take one out and tell you about it. So the Super Baby feels a lot like the baby design. It is a 100% baby acrylic. It's 100 grams and 360 meters. This is categorized as a 2-weight yarn, so it's a good sport weight yarn. So I'll have 3 of those, and even though it is a baby yarn, looks babyish, I think it would make a really pretty sweater. I like just the very light pink, so that's probably what I'm going to make with it, is a sweater. Okay, the next one is Super Tweed. For the Super Tweed, I got 2 packages of the dark burgundy. And the Super Tweed is 20% wool, 5% viscose, and 75% premium acrylic. This yarn has more of a woolly feel to it. Even though it's only 20% wool, you can tell it has wool in it. And it's not super soft. It's not as soft as the yarns that are marked premium acrylic. It's very similar to the yarns that are marked just acrylic. I would say it feels kind of like the Favorite yarn. If you've ever felt a Favorite, it's not as soft as Savor though. And it's pretty. It's got the little tweed specks in it, but it's not overly tweed. I kind of like that because some yarns, like, they're really, really tweedy, but this is just very, very subtle. You see the subtle tweed flecks in it. So this one is a 100 gram skein, 180 meters, and it's categorized as a 4-weight yarn. So that's a good worsted weight yarn. Anyway, I've got 2 of these packages, and I think that'll make a nice sweater. We will see whenever I do my yarn review if it holds up to washing. It only has 20% wool, and usually yarn that's a lower wool amount does just fine washing and drying it. So actually I got 3 packages of super tweed. Cool. Super tweed, $6.64 a package. All right, the next yarn I got was Softly Baby Fine. Now, I've had the Softly Baby yarn before, and I really liked it. It was a little bit thicker yarn than I had anticipated, and between the different colors that I got, the thickness of the yarn was inconsistent. I mean, my blanket turned out fine, but I was kind of surprised. Some of the Softly Baby was a 4-weight and some of it was really a 3-weight. So I thought that was interesting. But this Softly Baby Fine, that's a really pretty blue. This is a 2-weight yarn. It is 55% acrylic, 45% polyamide. It feels just like the Softly Baby, and 330 meters. But with it being that lighter weight yarn, some people really like working with lighter weight yarns. 2-weight yarns, if you don't like the lighter weight yarns, you should try it. The more you use them, the easier it is to work with them. And then when you go back to the heavier weight yarns, it's just like, oh, these are so heavy. But I really like working with the lighter weight yarns, preferably 2s and 3s. I haven't really gotten into 1s because I lose my patience working with such a fine yarn that I really like 2s, preferably 3s, but I do like 2s, and I'm going to see how crocheting a sweater with a 2-weight yarn will work up as compared to a 3-weight yarn. So not only did I get the color, this blue color, Softly Baby Fine, I think it's light blue. I also got the Fine light green. No, wait, this is gray. Let me look at my sheet. Softly Baby Fine light gray. This light gray has a little bit of a green tint to it, which that's okay. It looked like that on their website, so I'm not surprised that it has a little bit of a green tint to it, but it says it's gray. So I like that color and the blue, and I believe I got, yes, I got the salmon. There's the salmon color. Did I show you the color of, I think I showed you the name or the number for this one. So I got those 3 colors, and the Softly Baby Fine is $6.64 per package. Okay, we're on our last yarn type. So this last yarn is Wool Rich Softy, not Softly, Wool Rich Softy Fine. And there's the number that I got. It does not say the color. Let me look on here. Wool Rich Softy Fine Light Camel. And I got 2 packages, and each one of these packages is $6.64. So let's take a look at these. Wool Rich Softy Fine. So here is the light camel color, and of course it is a wool yarn. It is 65% wool. It's like it's chopped in half. 65% wool, 20% acrylic, 15% polyamide. It's got a little bit of polyamide in there. I'll have to tell you, out of all the yarns that I have bought in this group, this one is the least soft out of all of them. This has a woolly feel to it. I mean, it's 65% wool, so what do you expect, right? It smells good. I love the smell of wool. It is a 2 fine weight yarn. Let me give you a closer look up at that. It looks really thin, but I thought it would make a nice, warm, little bit lighter weight but warm sweater. So I ended up getting 2 packages of these. Each one of these has, it's 100 grams, 370 meters. So wool rich, softy, fine. But I will use it. It's not so rough and scratchy that if I make a sweater out of it and wear it over something, it'll be just fine. But yeah, so wow, that's all my yarn. I'm so excited that I have all this yarn that I get to crochet through the winter, knit through the winter, and hopefully when I do all of my yarn reviews on the yarns that I haven't done yet, that we'll be surprised maybe at how some of them work up and wash up and dry up. So remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you can get notified whenever I do those yarn reviews or make any other videos. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.